Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Aspirants Academy. So in the part 1 we have discussed about the internal and as well as external structure of kidney. So today let us discuss about the nephron. So it is a structural and functional unit of kidney. Okay, so here about more than 1 million of nephrons are present on the inner side of the kidney. So here let us see the structure of nephron first. Fine. So here in each nephron it is consisting of the two major parts. One is renal corpuscle. One is renal corpuscle, or it is also called as a Malpighian corpuscle or Malpighian body. Right? So here each nephron is consisting of two major important parts. One is renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. The second one is about renal tubule. Okay, so let us see. See here in the structure of nephron, it is consisting of a bunch of blood capillaries. So here this bunch of blood capillaries is formed by the renal artery. Okay, so here just imagine, see, it is a structure of a renal artery. So here this renal artery will bring the blood into the kidney. So here after entering of this renal artery into the each kidney, it will be divided into smaller blood capillaries. So here this renal artery divides into smaller blood capillaries. So these blood capillaries are called as arterioles. What are they called as? They called as a arteriole. So here the blood capillaries of the blood vessels, arteries, are known as a arterioles. So here these arterioles which are entered into each kidney. Okay, so here they forms a bunch of blood capillaries. So here this bunch of blood capillaries, the bunch of blood capillaries is called as, okay, so it is called as a glomerulus. The bunch of blood capillary is called as a glomerulus. So here the glomerulus is formed by the bunch of blood capillary. Okay, so here the blood capillary which is entering into the nephron is known as efferent arteriole. It is called as a efferent arteriole. So here the size of efferent arteriole, nothing but the diameter of efferent arteriole is larger. Okay, so here whereas the blood capillary which leaves this glomerulus is called as a efferent arteriole. What it is called as? It is called as a efferent arteriole. Okay, so here this, by the combination of efferent and efferent arterioles, the bunch of blood capillary is called as a glomerulus. Okay, so here this bunch of blood capillary is present in a cup-shaped like structure, right? So this cup-shaped like structure is called as a Bowman's capsule. What it is called as? It is called as a Bowman's capsule. So here the glomerulus and as well as Bowman's capsule togetherly called as a renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. So togetherly it is known as renal corpuscle, or it is also called as a Malpighian body. It is also called as Malpighian body, right? So here the bunch of blood capillary which is known as a glomerulus and as well as cup-shaped like structure called as a Bowman's capsule togetherly form renal corpuscle, or otherwise it is also called as a Malpighian body. So here these cup-shaped like structure, the cup-shaped like Bowman's capsule leads into the highly coiled structure. This highly coiled structure is known as proximal convoluted tubule. What it is called as? It is called as a proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, so here this highly coiled proximal convoluted tubule, it enters into the a U-shaped hairpin shaped structure that is called as a loop of Henle. What it is called as? It is called as a loop of Henle. Right? So here this loop of Henle is having two parts. One is descending limb and as well as ascending limb. Okay, so here this descending limb and ascending limb enters into the next proximal structure, enters into the next coil structure. Okay, it is called as a distal convoluted tubule. What it is called as? It is called as a distal convoluted tubule. Okay, so this distal convoluted tubule, the distal convoluted tubule enters into the next part, that is called as a collecting duct. It is called as collecting duct. So here the proximal convoluted tubule to the collecting duct, this portion is known as a renal tubule. It is called as a renal tubule. So here each nephron is consisting of two major important parts. One is called as the renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. The second one is called as the renal tubule. Renal corpuscle in the sense glomerulus and Bowman's capsule togetherly called as a renal corpuscle. Okay, so here whereas the proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule and as well as collecting duct, they are called as a renal tubule. Okay, so here each nephron is present on the inner wall of, on the inner side of kidneys. So here there are about more than million number of nephrons are present on the inner side of the kidney. Okay, so here the structures, so here up to here, in the sense nothing but the proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule and as well as the Malpighian body is present in the cortex region. Okay, it is present in the cortex region. So here as we have already discussed, the longitudinal section of the kidney, it shows two major important parts. Okay, so here the outer dark color zone is called as a cortex, inner pale color zone is called as a medulla. Inner pale color zone is called as medulla. Okay, so here the Malpighian body and as well as the proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule. So here they are present. Okay, so here just imagine they are present like this. So here each nephron, right? So here each nephron, the part of nephron nothing but the Malpighian body, glomerulus and as well as Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. So these are the parts that are present on the cortex region. Okay, so here the loop of Henle is present. Okay, the loop of Henle is present on the inner side, nothing but on the inner side medulla, nothing but this loop of Henle and as well as the collecting duct. The collecting duct, they are present on the medullary region of the kidney. Okay, so here the proximal convoluted tubule, Malpighian body, distal convoluted tubule, they are present on the cortex region and as well as this U-shaped. Okay, so the hairpin-like structure that is called as the loop of Henle, they are present on the inner medullary region. Okay, so here these in the glomerulus, the part, okay, so in the blood capillary which is coming out of the each nephron, it surrounds the proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule and as well as the loop of Henle. Okay, so here the efferent arteriole, so which is forming a network-like structure around the PCT and as well as the loop of Henle and DCT is called as a peritubular network. What it is called as? It is called as a peritubular network. So here the network of blood capillary which is formed by the efferent arteriole. Okay, so here this efferent arteriole, it is narrow in diameter. Okay, efferent arteriole is narrow in diameter whereas the afferent arteriole is larger in diameter. Okay, so here afferent arteriole is nothing but which is entering into the glomerulus is afferent arteriole. It is larger in diameter whereas the blood capillary which is coming out, okay, so which is coming out of the glomerulus is called as the efferent arteriole which is narrow in diameter. So here this efferent arteriole, it forms a network of blood capillary. So here this network of blood capillary is called as a peritubular blood capillary. Okay, so here some sort of nephrons. Okay, so here some sort of nephrons. Some type of nephrons, they have the longer. Okay, so they have longer the loop of Henle, and some of the nephrons, they consisting of very shorter loop of Henle. Okay, so here the nephrons which are consisting of a short, okay, loop of Henle, or they are called cortical nephrons. What are they called as? They called as a cortical nephrons. So here some of the nephrons, they having the longer loop of Henle, and as well as it is present deeper into the medullary region. So here the longer loop of Henle is called as a juxtamedullary nephrons. These nephrons are called as a juxtamedullary nephrons. So here these are the nephrons. They are present deeply into the medullary region. Okay, so here the part of nephron, so which is covered by the network of peritubular blood capillaries. Okay, so here this part of nephron which is covered by the blood capillaries is called as, okay, so here this portion is called as a vasa recta. What it is called as? It is called as a vasa recta. Vasa recta is a part of nephron where it is covered by the peritubular network of blood capillaries, so which is formed by the efferent arteriole. Okay, so here this part nothing but proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle. Okay, so here it is covered by the network of blood capillaries. Fine. So here the part of nephron which is covered by the blood capillary is called as a vasa recta. So here these cortical nephrons, in the cortical nephrons in the sense nothing but the size of loop of Henle is very shorter. Okay, so here whereas the longer nephrons, nothing but the longer loop of Henle which is consisting of a nephron, the longer loop of Henle are known as juxtamedullary nephrons. Okay, so here these juxtamedullary nephrons, around the juxtamedullary nephrons, right? So here the highly surrounded vasa recta is present. So here, whereas in the cortical nephrons, decreased, very less vasa recta is present, or otherwise there is reduced or absent of vasa recta can be seen in the cortical nephron. So here these are the very shorter and they are not much deeper. They are not present much deeper in the medullary region. So that these cortical nephrons, they have the reduced vasa recta, or otherwise maybe vasa recta absent, okay, in some of the nephrons. So it is about the structure of nephron. Fine. So if you have understood the topic, please like the video and subscribe the video and share it. Okay, so here we'll discuss the functioning of the nephron in the next part. Okay, thank you all.